Have you ever thought about investing in startups, in unlisted companies, or those companies which are about to get listed on the stock exchange? Well, recently we've seen people have made money doing that. Should you also follow suit? Go deep diving into this video and understand the thought process, the psychology, why this is a good idea or not a good idea. So I want you to listen to this one very carefully. My name is Arpit Arora. I'm India's leading personal finance expert and passive income coach. I'm a TEDx speaker and also a financial influencer, working on that one single mission to help entrepreneurs and professionals to be not dependent on that one single source of income so that they can have abundance of money in their life just by managing the money they already have. Yes, that is possible. So in this video, I'll be helping you to overcome one more financial mistakes that people do. Listen very carefully. The biggest issue of investment into unlisted and startups. So a lot of people ask me, Arpit, आप listed space पे आप इतना research कर रहे हो, debt में इतना research कर रहे हो, stocks में कर रहे हो, indexes पे कर रहे हो. Why don't you help us to invest in unlisted companies or startups? So our research experience started from 2008. Harshul, who's my research partner. I have been into the research since 2013. Jay, his younger brother, the third partner in research, is doing it since 2015. So if you look at combined experience, it's almost 30 years of total research experience of all partners. Yet, we still don't understand how to invest in unlisted companies and startups. And this is humbly saying. One main reason is there are more opportunities available on the listed exchange than the startups. When I say genuine opportunities, I mean, when you are a listed company, you have more compliances. When you have more compliances, the possibility of the financials being reported to be as genuine is way higher as compared to unlisted. So more regulation means more safety. So unlisted area mein, you're not sure. You cannot say confidently कि ये financials rigged तो नहीं है. That's one problem that we see, which is why it's hard for us to do the actual research. The research is exactly the same that we're going to do in listed or unlisted. But the problem is having the genuinity of the kind of returns or results or balance sheets of those companies. It's a hard task to really find out how genuine it is. Someone I know who's good at it is Warren Buffett. He can look at the financial report of the company and tell you कि ये genuine है कि नहीं है. This is why he does a lot of deals in unlisted space. Well, I humbly can say we are not there yet. So we find it extremely difficult to be able to distinguish the genuine versus the non-genuine. That's one reason why we don't go there. Even if we get to know, for example, it's someone we know, when we know the genuinity of the person or the board or the management, so we know it's genuine, the next problem comes is that of risk management. So when you invest in indexes, so why is Nifty 50 safe? I want to ask you a simple question. इसमें से ही answer निकलेगा. Why do you consider Nifty 50 as a safe investment? Because it has top 50 companies of India, isn't it? It's an aggregate, isn't it? Now, if I want to do the same level of diversification, and no one can beat it, it's very hard to beat. So now the thing is, if you have to diversify into the unlisted space, now how do I do that? Very hard. Would I be able to find 50 unlisted companies or startups to invest in? Can you imagine the kind of time, research, effort will go into doing that? Extremely hard, isn't it? You might be able to find one out of so many, two, maybe 4 or 5, but how will you find that level of diversification in the unlisted or startup space? Very hard. As such, there are not many options. Do you know how many stocks are listed on the stock exchange? BSE, I think more than 8,000. 8,000 was the last I checked. अभी और बढ़ गए होंगे. अगर NSE, BSE आप मिला लो तो जो NSE पे है वो तो BSE पे है ही. जो BSE पे है वो जरूरी नहीं NSE पे हो. तो BSE का total is the total universe of stock opportunities we are allowed with. That's 8,000. उस 8,000 में से we try to find 5, 10, 15 stocks at best. So can you imagine अगर इसका universe ही 200-400 का होगा तो उसमें से how would you find 50 good companies to invest in? It's very, very hard. Another problem is risk management. अगर मैं कोई आज एक stock खरीदता हूँ, I can sell it at any given point I want. Because there is enough liquidity. There's always the next buyer. That tells me that I can choose the amount of loss I want to take in a certain company, isn't it so? अगर मैंने Tata Motors 400 rupees पे लिया और वो 300 पे आ गया और वो और नीचे जा रहा है तो I can choose to exit at 300. If the same thing happens with an unlisted company or a startup, how do I choose to exit? How can I exit? That's again a big concern because there is not enough liquidity, there are not enough people wanting to buy. Imagine, ये भी assume कर लेते हैं, फर्ज कर लेते हैं मेरे पास ही इतने investors हैं. I mean, in the circle that we are working with, there is enough volumes we can generate in the unlisted space too. I can exit from an investment that I made and I don't like the company anymore. It's giving a loss, or even at a profit. Even if at a profit, I want to exit. And I'm exiting that company. It has to be bought by someone else. Now the problem is, if I'm trying to do this within my own investors, मैं एक investors को profit दे रहा हूँ और दूसरे को compulsorily महंगे price पे invest करा रहा हूँ because there are not enough buyers. That is ethically wrong in the first place.